And next we have Code Hero. Champion is playing book number 2, written by, there are 2 titles here, Emma Grion, Sevenoff. But the actual Amazon title has 2 authors' names on there, which I want to make sure I give credit for. Anton Ilyov and Sergei Sevenoff. So there we go. Those are the 2 authors there. This is 344 pages, $3.99. It is available on Kindle Unlimited. Here's the author's description. Dan's first tournament may have ended, but life goes on. His luck is still with him in his regular life as well, and it seems to be endless. However, he is surrounded by very smart people, and surely one of them is going to start doubting his talents at least a bit. Especially now, with a new game about to start. The latest foes are even more dangerous than the last, and the rules are still unfamiliar to him. Dan wonders how reasonable the rules are in the first place. Is it really possible to take a competition that lasts a couple of hours at most seriously? A competition in which you are supposed to work together with simple monsters in order to destroy the enemy base. And so, the story of an ordinary Russian guy who suddenly found himself in the future continues, and another battle between his luck and the rest of the world is about to start. Who will come out on top? Okay, yeah, that's a decent, description of the story. If you like book 1, you're probably going to like book 2 in the series, since many of the same qualities went through it. In book 2, the main character continues to be sometimes absurdly lucky, winning many of the MOBA style matches by luck as much as strategy. You get the same multi-perspective narrative here, with the reader seeing events not only from the main character's point of view, but also from his enemies and his allies. It's fun to see their views, events, and how they think he's a genius, and that I think that's still a running gag in the story. However, there's a late story twist that kind of lost me. I'm like, that comes out of an interesting place, maybe a little left fieldish. It's not enough to ruin the story, but it loses me a little bit. This is probably, I kind of dropped it. I'm like, I'm not sure if I like this anymore, if I'm going to continue with the series. And I kind of ended up splitting the most, saying, okay, I enjoyed most of the story I enjoyed. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue the series into book 3, but this one is still fine. I think most of the earlier portion of the story kind of are just make up for it. And it's like, oh, it's good enough. It's enjoyable for the most part. And even though the twist is a little odd, it's like I said, it doesn't ruin the story. It's just, oh, I hadn't expected that direction. I'm not sure where it's going to go in the future, if I'm going to be interested enough to continue on with it. Part of it is also the fact that I'm just not as big of a MOBA fan as I am RTSs. Book 1 in the series had more of an RTS vibe, real-time strategy. And in book 2, the game system is definitely more MOBA driven. There's still RPG mechanics of levels and stuff, and getting items and abilities and whatnot. But it's much more MOBA style gaming. So if you're into that more, you're probably gonna like this more. I've talked to a few people who are like, oh no, they're super jazzed and excited that the gaming in this is MOBA style. I'm just not as into that, so that's what it is. So for me, it gets a score of 7.1 out of 10. That's Code Hero. Champion is playing book number 2 with a score of 7.1 out of 10.